Welcome to Java Forum. Now we are going to see how to install Oracle Database 21C Express Edition on Oracle Linux 7 operating system. So here you can see that I have already installed Oracle Linux 7 on VirtualBox 6. So let me show the settings. So I have allocated 8 GB RAM to this machine and 4 CPU cores. So hard disk size more than 50 GB it will be hard disk size. Network I am taking host only adapter, that is internal network, so no internet connection will be there because we are going to do manual installation, so no internet connection is required here. Okay, let me start the Oracle Linux 7 operating system. So Oracle Linux 7 is started. So before we start the install, there are some limitations on Oracle Database 21C Express Edition. So it supports only 2 CPU cores, 2 GB RAM, 12 GB of data, and it supports only 3 pluggable database, and it does not support cluster. Okay. So now first step is I am going to check the hard disk size. So here you can see that I have more hard disk space. Make sure that you have enough space in /opt directory, because Oracle will be installed on /opt directory. At least 10 GB free space must be there in opt directory. Okay, next RAM. You can see that more than 6 GB free memory I am having. So 2 GB is enough for database express edition, and swap space 2 GB is required. So I am having more than 2 GB swap space. Next, I am having static IP address. So as I shown you earlier, so host only adapter configuration, no internet connection will be there. So it's an internal network. Static IP address is assigned to this machine. Make sure that you have one IP address allocated to this box. Next, very important step, host name. So host name is a must here. So I have already set the host name. So I am checking the /etc/hostname. So this entry should be here in /etc/hostname. Next /etc/host. So here there is no entry. So I have to add the entries. That is, I am going to map static IP address to the host name and alias names. Okay, let me edit the /etc/host file as a root user. So now I am going to map the IP address to the host name, which is very mandatory here. So if the host name does not match us, the Oracle installation will be failing. So I am mapping the host name, IP address, and alias name also I am mapping. So first is a host name with the fully qualified domain name. Second is that alias name. Okay. Save the file. Now next step is what I am going to do is I am going to the software directory where I have downloaded the RPM files. So I have provided you the download links in the description of this video. So please download the RPM files in the download links which I have shared in the description of this video. So this is Enterprise Linux 7. So we need to install this Enterprise Linux 7 RPMs. So 2 RPMs we are going to install: Oracle Database pre-install and Oracle Database XE21C. So these 2 RPMs are needed to install and configure Oracle Database 21C Express Edition. Okay, now I am opening the terminal, login as a root user. So let me install Oracle Database 21c pre-install. Oracle Database pre-install 21c RPM. Okay, so it's asking for some dependency. So we need to install this dependency first in order to install the Oracle Database pre-install RPM. Okay, so here you can see that I already mounted the Oracle Linux 7 DVD. So all the RPM packages are available in the Oracle Linux 7 DVD itself. No need to download from external website. So you can copy from your DVD itself. Okay, these are the list of RPMs needed by Oracle Database pre-install RPM. So around 4 RPMs are there. So I am going to install this RPM in a single shot. So please pause this video and note down these RPM names. So only 4 RPMs needed in Enterprise Linux 7, that is Oracle Linux 7. So this dependent packages are different from operating system to operating system. Okay, now let me install the Oracle Database pre-install 21c RPM file. So Oracle Database pre-install 21c RPM file is installed successfully. So this RPM file will modify some of the configuration files. So first it will take the backup of the configuration file and it will modify the configuration files. So this will set the Oracle kernel parameters required by Oracle database. So all these are done by this RPM itself. No need to do manually. So first I am going to check etc/sysctl.d. So here you can see that one new configuration file is created by the RPM. These are nothing but kernel parameters. So these parameters are required by Oracle Database 21c Express Edition, and you can see under /etc sysctl.conf. So these files are also got modified. So here also you can see that Oracle kernel parameters for Oracle database has been set, and under /etc/security folder also you can see limits.d. So here also you can see that configuration file is created. So here you can see the file limits for the user Oracle is set. So note down this point. New user called Oracle will be created. So new Linux user called Oracle will be created. For this Oracle user only, we have set the file limits in limits.conf. Okay, so now I am going to cd/var/log directory. So here I am going to show you the log files for the RPM which I have installed now. So aura kernel.log. So it's a very important log file here. So this log file shows what happened during the Oracle pre-install RPM was installed. So here you can see that first it's creating a group Oracle user groups, and it creates one user called Oracle and it assigned to that group. And you can see that sysctl.conf, limits.conf are modified. So and it takes a backup of old files. New entries were added. So all these are written in this log file, that is aura kernel.log. So I am showing this log file because it will be useful for the newcomers what is happening. So once again I repeat, so it will create some groups here, install DBA, Hopper, Backup DBA. So these are Oracle groups, and new Linux user called Oracle is created. Okay, so these are the tasks done by Oracle database pre-install 21C RPM. Now we are going to install the Oracle database 21C Express Edition RPM. So pre-install RPM will install the necessary configuration changes. Now Oracle database 21C Express Edition RPM will install and configure Oracle database. Let me install the Oracle database XC21C RPM. So this will take some time. Please be patient. So this will install the Oracle software and it will configure default database called XC, and it will create one pluggable database XCPDB1, and it will create and open the Oracle Enterprise Manager. So here you can see that I created one configuration file. So this configuration file contains optional parameters. So optional parameters you can modify. Let me open the configuration file. So it contains listener port, enterprise manager express port, character set, DB file destination, DB domain, skip validation. So this parameter I am not going to modify, let it be as it is. Now I am going to execute this command. So this will install Oracle as a services, as a Linux service. So it will ask for a password. So password for sys, system and PDB admin. So these are all DBAs. So provide the password in alphanumeric, at least with one small letter, one caps letter and number. So now you can see that Oracle database XC is getting configured. Yes. So Oracle database 21C Express Edition database installation is completed. So you can see database XC is created. Pluggable database XCPDB1 also created. And enterprise manager also is running on the port 5500. Okay. Next I am going to show you the log file. So why I am showing the log file, because in case of failure during the installation, you can verify this log file. So installation log files you can found in /opt/oracle/cfg tool log/dbca. So this directory contains lot of log files. So we'll give you the lot of information about what has happened during the installation and configuration of Oracle database 21C Express Edition. So next step, I am going to change the directory permission. Okay, let me navigate to /opt directory. So here you can see that this is the directory structure of Oracle database 21C Express Edition, and this is the home directory of database XC. So bin directory contains lot of executable files like SQL plus tool, Oracle listener, everything will be there in bin directory. And here you can see all the installation log files are available under the CFG tool logs DBCA XC directory. So you can verify the log files, what is happened during the database installation and configuration. So all information will be logged here. If you face any issues during installation, you can verify these log files. Okay. Next, I am going to /opt/oracle. So here you can see that Oracle O install group, which means that new user is Oracle is created and is assigned to O install group, which means that Linux user Oracle is going to manage this Oracle database. So what I am doing is I am modifying the password for the Linux user Oracle. So new password is set for the user called Oracle. Now I am going to log off the current user, because current user cannot manage this Oracle database. Only Linux user Oracle has a permission to manage the database. So I am logging off the current user. Now I am going to use login as a user called Oracle. Okay. So once I logged into the machine as an Oracle user, I am going to modify the bash profile settings of the Oracle user. So here I am going to add entry for Oracle environment variables. So there are a lot of Oracle environment variables you can set, but I am going to create only two environment variables. It's the basic environment variables. One is Oracle underscore home. So export Oracle underscore home equal to the path /opt/oracle/product/21c/db home xc. That is the path for Oracle home. Next I am going to append the Oracle home /bin directory to the Linux path variable, so that all the executables under Oracle home /bin directory will be available in the path. And additionally I have created Oracle underscore SID, that is Oracle database ID equal to XC. It's another environment variable. So save the bash profile. So next I am going to /etc/init.d. Go to init.d. So as every Linux user aware of that, init.d is file contains services configured. That is, here you can see that Oracle database 2020 is configured as Linux service, which means that you can start and stop the Oracle database instance using the command. So this script Oracle XC21C will take care of Oracle start, stop, everything. Okay. So Oracle is installed as services here. Now next step what I am going to do is I am going to reboot this machine. So I am going to restart to make all changes to get effect. Okay, restart is done successfully. So my first step will be to start the Oracle database 2020 Express Edition using command, that is Linux service. So Oracle 2020 installed as a Linux service. Let me start it. So I am opening the terminal here. So first I am checking the status, systemctl status Oracle XC 21C. Okay, you can see that Oracle is not started here. Now I am going to start Oracle Express Edition 21C. So this is the command, systemctl start Oracle XC21C. So this will start the Oracle database and Oracle listener services. So two services are started in a single command. So no need to start manually. So everything is automated. So as I shown you earlier, under /etc/init.d, you can see that startup scripts are available. So that script will take care of everything. So it is starting the Oracle database and Oracle listener services. Yes, you can see database is started. Let me confirm. So you can confirm by executing the command systemctl status Oracle XC21C. Yes, you can see that Oracle database 21C Express Edition is up and running. Okay, next step is I am going to check the connectivity. So using SQL plus tool. So I am logging to SQL plus tool as a sysdba. So running one query. Yes, I can able to select the rows, which means that I can able to connect the database locally using SQL plus tool. And also you can see that Oracle listener is up and running. So this is the command to check the Oracle listener. As I have told you earlier, Oracle listener is a very important services to connect Oracle from external machines. So this is the listener.ora file, that is configuration for Oracle listener. So you can modify this file if you are expert. Okay, so we can see later about listener.ora file. Now next step is database is up, Oracle listener service also running. Now we want to unblock the port, that is we are going to unblock the Oracle database port and Oracle Enterprise Manager port. So this is the command. So in firewall I am unblocking the Oracle database port and Enterprise Manager port. So I am blocking the Enterprise Manager port also, that is successful. So now I am reloading the firewall configurations. Yes, it's successful. So now you can access the database outside this Linux box. Okay, next step what I am going to do is I am going to open one browser. Locally I am going to check whether Oracle Enterprise Manager is available in browser. So Oracle Enterprise Manager basically is used to monitor Oracle database. So very huge operations and all not cannot be performed with this Enterprise Manager. So it's simple tool for monitoring the Oracle database 21C. So now I am going to log in as a sys user. So everything is fine. Now next step what I am going to do is I am going to connect Oracle Database 21C Express Edition using SQL Developer. So I have already installed SQL Developer on Windows operating system. So make sure that you have installed the latest version of SQL Developer. So SQL Developer version is 21.2 here. Then only you can connect to Oracle Database 21C. So here I am logging as a sys user. A role I am selected as sysdba. Provide the password which I have provided during the install. So IP address of that Linux box, that is Oracle Linux 7 box. So now I can able to connect Oracle Linux Database 21C Express Edition outside the Linux box. That is for my SQL developer. It is successfully I can able to connect. So you can see all the objects are getting listed here. So Oracle Database 21C Express Edition installation on Oracle Linux 7 operating system is successful. Okay, now let me close the connection. Okay. Now I am going to show you how to start and stop Oracle Database and Oracle Listener manually. So before that, I am going to stop the Oracle Database 21C services. So this is the command to stop the database, systemctl stop Oracle XC21C. So this will stop the Oracle database and Oracle listener. Okay, so now we are going to show how to start the database manually and how to start the Oracle listener manually without using this systemctl commands. So before that I am checking whether Oracle listener is running or not. So Oracle listener is stopped. Okay, now I am going to log in to SQL plus tool as sysdba. So you can see that it's showing as connected to an idle instance. So just type startup. So this will mount the database and open the database connections. Yes. Next, I am going to start the Oracle listener, lsnrctl start. So this is the command used to start the Oracle listener. So you can see that Oracle listener is started and running. Now once again I am going to open this database using SQL developer. So every person should know how to start the database manually. So that is a basic thing. For that purpose only I have added these steps. Okay, now I am going to execute one store procedure. So the store procedure is used to access the Oracle Enterprise Manager outside the Linux box. Yes, so I can able to access the Oracle Enterprise Manager outside the Linux box. Okay, so everything is fine now. Okay, now final step is I am going to shut down the Oracle listener and Oracle database. So manually I am going to shut down. First I am going to stop the Oracle listener, or lsnrctl stop. So this command will stop the Oracle listener. Next I am logging to the SQL plus tool. Shutdown immediate is the command. So this will unmount the database and stop the database connections. Yes. So finally, we have learned many things in this video. So Oracle Database 2020 Express Edition installation on Oracle Linux 7 operating system is successful. Make sure that you have followed all the steps which I have shown on this video. Stay tuned for more videos. So finally, we are going to see how to connect to the container database and pluggable database users with SQL Developer. So first, we are going to see how to connect to SQL Developer as a sys user, and I'm going to create a common user. Okay, so I have connected to the database as a sys user. Now I am going to create one common user called C hash as Scott. So this is the SQL query used to create a user. So you can see that user C hash as Scott is got created. Next I am going to grant some privileges. Grant unlimited table space to C hash as Scott, and grant connect resource DBA to C hash as Scott. So this will give a privilege of creating tables, inserting records, etc., creating procedures, creating triggers. Okay, so I have granted privileges to C hash as Scott. Now next step, second step is we are going to connect C hash as Scott user from SQL developer. So I am creating one new connection. So username should be C hash as Scott. So C hash is mandatory here for a common user. So password. So database SID is XC, that is Express Edition database. Yes. So I can able to connect as a C hash as Scott common user from SQL developer to XC database. That is, this is a container database. Now I am creating one sample table. Then I am going to insert one record and going to select that record. Yes, so I can able to create table, insert one record and select the table. So these tables are stored in XC, that is XC container database of Oracle database 21C Express Edition. So you can see the table is got created. So Common user creation is successful in Oracle Database 21C. Now next, I am going to log in as a sys user to pluggable database. Okay, I am going to create one new connection. So now I am going to log in as a sys user to pluggable database running on Oracle Database 21C Express Edition. So pluggable database will be running inside the container database. So all the users all those users who are in container database have access to pluggable database. Okay, so this is the syntax. Service name is xcpdb1. So yes, I can able to connect. So now I connected as a sysdba to xcpdb1 pluggable database. So now next step is I am going to grant some privilege to user called pdb-admin. So the pdb-admin user is available by default, but I am going to grant some privileges so that you can create tables inside the pluggable database. Okay. So same syntax only. Grant unlimited table space to pdb-admin and grant connect resource DBA to pdb-admin. Execute this query. Yes, grant is succeeded. Okay, let me minimize it. Now I am creating one new connection. Now I am going to connect pdb-admin user to xcpdb1 pluggable database. pdb-admin, provide the password for pdb-admin. Role is default role. Type the IP address of the Linux box. Okay, service name xcpdb1. So by default, xcpdb1 will be up and running in Oracle Database 21C Express Edition. Okay, I can able to connect now. Now I am going to create one table. So I am copying this query here and paste. Yes, table is created. I am just modifying this line. So all the container users have access to this pluggable database also. Not only pdb-admin, external user also can access this pluggable database. Yes. So I can able to create, insert and select records from pluggable database as a pdb-admin. Okay, so everything is fine now. Make sure that you have provided the correct database name. So pluggable database means you need to provide service name as xcpdb1. So xcpdb1 is a default pluggable database name, and if you want to connect to container database means provide the name xc as a SID. So xc is the container database. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to stop and start the pluggable database called xcpdb1. So I am going to that sys user who is logged into container database that is called xc. So I am executing this query. Select star from $pdbs will give you the what are the pluggable database is up and running. So you can see that xcpdb1 is in read write mode. That is, it's up and running by default. Now I am going to stop this pluggable database. Alter pluggable database xcpdb1 close. So this will stop and close the connections of xcpdb1. Yes, pluggable database xcpdb1 is altered. Now let us check whether I can able to connect pdb-admin. So before that, I'm checking the status. Yes, you can see that pluggable database has been stopped and showing as mounted. Now I'm testing PDB admin. Yes, so I'm unable to connect now. Okay, now let us start the pluggable database. So this is the query to start the pluggable database. Alter pluggable database XCPDB1 open. That's it. Yes, pluggable database XCPDB1 is altered. Let me connect once again. Yes, I can able to connect the pluggable database as a PDB admin. Okay, so I think now you are aware of how to create a common user and how to log in as a pluggable database user.